A few days ago, the YouTuber Shayy got exposed by multiple victims claiming they committed inhumane acts and all shared their story on a Google Doc. Of course, not everyone has read or is not bothered to read, so I think it's best I make this video to spread more awareness. Now, I'm not a victim and the worst they did to me was roast me, which doesn't even compare to what their victims experienced. Before we begin, I think it's important that you do read it, so I'll leave the doc in the description so you know more details about their acts. This video is merely a summary, and with that out of the way, we begin. Starting off, Shayy's then partner, Star Smiley, discussed how they've been negligent to her, SA'd her, did inappropriate things with other people, and while she was okay with this, she didn't know who Shayy did it with. She also stated that Shayy had an internet addiction because they would spend most of their time on the phone or on the PC. They also touched her crotch without her consent to see if she felt anything, to which she didn't since she's asexual. The next victim was Aspen, a fan who became friends with Shayy at the age of 17. Once she became 18, Shayy started making advancements on her, with them calling her cute more often. Things escalated the most was at QDG 2025, where Shayy did vile things to her in a hotel room. Just like Star, Aspen is also asexual and felt extremely disgusted about this. The next few victims are anonymous, so it's best if I summarize what happened. I highly recommend reading through their experiences for more information, and if any of the victims have more to say, I'd be happy to pin your comment. So what did Shayy do to them? Well, they did many disgusting things such as sexual abuse, grooming, lying, flirting, and acting very inappropriate with a lot of people being young adults. The one who seemed to experience the most is victim 1, who is anonymous. Their page is the longest out of all the anonymous people, and it mentions a lot of the same disgusting things going on. This seemed to go as far back as New Year's 2023, and they blocked Shayy multiple times. Of course, all the other victims' stories are just as important, so please read them to understand what they've been through. The last group of victims I want to talk about are many of Shayy's former friends. They mention a lot of similar things, such as Shayy making advancements and also wanting to be visited by them. They also had a trusted channel for many of their friends. A lot of the victims were also in this channel. They were actually able to find each other, and they shared their stories before releasing them to the public. Anyways, that's the best I could do to summarize it. There's still lots of things I didn't mention because I really want you to read their testimonies, and it would mean the world to all of these people if you did. Before I go, I think we can learn a lesson here. Considering they have an internet addiction, I have a hunch Shayy was exposed to explicit material at a young age and thought this was normal. This has happened with many similar people. This is a message to anyone who's been exposed to explicit material themselves. Get help, professional help. If you keep going the way you are now, you'll end up like Shayy. So please, seek therapy not only for yourself but also others. And Shayy, if you are watching this, I have a question for you. Why? Why would you do all of that? Is what I said about you true? Did you just feel like it? If you comment, I'd be willing to hear you out.